Okay, so hello everybody. This is my trade today on Wednesday, June 10th. This was actually my first winning trade on my first eval, so feels great. And what better way to start with a trade recap? So this trade I took this morning. Now it's 3:13 p.m. I executed this trade at 10:38 a.m. So it's a little later, but you should be able to follow along. So first, I started off on the 4-hour chart in the morning. Where's everything? So this morning I started marking things out around 7 in the morning, and immediately on the 4-hour chart I started to determine my bias. So I saw that we pushed down. I mean, obviously the past few days we've been just dumping points, and I saw this recent push down. So I saw this 4-hour fair value gap, and that seems like a pretty good point of interest for me. So then after determining the trend, well, before that, actually, before I scaled down, I also saw that prices previously came up into a discount zone on the 4-hour, so that means that we could start to continue lower. So that was one of my confluences. Then I scaled down to the 1-hour. Right around 7, price was like tapping into this 1-hour order block, or not order block, sorry, fair value gap that was right here. I don't know why it says that, but it started tapping into this 1-hour fair value gap. Clearly that got disrespected, but that came later. So price was tapping into this, and then there was also this 30-minute gap right down here. This was also during my pre-market analysis right around 8 a.m. to 7:30. This formed between 7:30 and 8:30, and I was thinking about using this as a target because fair value gaps usually get hit, so that would be a decent target, a decent price level 2 target. Okay, so after I marked out all my confluences and all my I guess areas of interest, I just basically dropped down to the 1 minute, and I just kind of waited for market to open, and it opened right here, and immediately right off open we actually got a push up, and then I mean price just continued up. And actually, so in the morning there was an issue with Trade I couldn't connect, and I was about to take this trade right here. Let me mark it out, because this 1-hour fair value gap got inversed, and there at the time there was an SMT, which was good enough for me. And I was probably just going to target the 30-minute fair value gap or this liquidity point, but obviously that wouldn't have worked out. So thankfully, actually, I wasn't able to connect to my broker, but I kept waiting, and then I saw that price actually tapped into this 4-hour fair value gap, which is actually what I should have been waiting for. And price tapped in perfectly, and I mean, as we can see now, it respected it pretty well. And what I basically saw at the time, right from this high to this high, there was an SMT with the S&P, and I ended up going short right about here, right when this 1 minute gap got inversed. So I took this short. My break-even point was here, my stop loss was here right at the high, and my take profit was actually at this more recent my take profit was at this more recent 30-minute fair value gap. I didn't mark it, but that's what it is. So that was my take profit, because as I said before, fair value gaps usually do get hit from my experience, and I was starting to get a little nervous here, but I just trusted the system, and I also saw that there was this fair value gap, and I ended up hitting full TP, which was nice. It was a very good trade. I could have trailed my stop loss on every high to get more profits, but overall I'm happy with how this trade performed. And yeah, that was the trade I took today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next recap.